It is day 242, and you're speaking to the Meeples Champion. And today we're going to be going over a trick-taking game, and this is an old one. It's an oldie, but a lot still say it's a goodie. The game is called Rook. Now, in Rook, the concept is that you've got your 4 suits, 1 through 14, as well as your Rook card, your bird, and essentially you're playing a team game. You're going to be getting partners, you're going to be trying to bid on tricks, you're going to be trying to bid to see who gets to be the one that picks the trump card, and you're going to be playing this game out until a team has reached 300 points. And the first person to reach 300 points, them and their partner, will win the game. It's a pretty straightforward game. You know, the game is older. It's still easy to find. It's not like it's an impossible to find game. It's not available everywhere, but it's definitely out there. It wasn't hard when I went looking for it. I found it just randomly in a store, and I said, sure, why not? But the game, definitely in comparison, at least for me, as one of my top 3 mechanics is trick-taking. I wanted the game in my collection, but have definitely gotten to a point where it's like, I got 15, 16 trick-taking games, and this is pretty much last place. It's not that it's a bad game, it's just it's an older game, and there's so many new variations of trick-taking today that this one doesn't really hold up as well for me. But that being said, let's jump in, talk our 7 categories, and see where this game lands for us. Now, when it comes to the art, I don't think this box is anything special, and the cards are very generic. There's nothing really clinging me to it. There's nothing I see, whether it's walking through a store or going to a convention, if somebody so happens to be playing it, that grabs my eye. It's got to be a thumbs down. Components. You've only got cards. And I think that the cards are okay. But they definitely do wear. It's the older style cards that you used to play with when you were a kid for like a 52-card deck, where you'd have to replace that deck once every couple years because it would really get worn after a lot of play. I don't think this one is going to tear easily, but it definitely is going to wear. So if you actually want the game, if you truly are playing the game a good amount, not every single day, but a legit amount, the same as what you would with a 52-card deck, it's going to get worn out. So for me, thumbs down. Your price. Is it available? Yes. It's out there. You're going to find it online easily. I'd say minimum 1, maybe 2 out of every 5 board game stores. It tends to be that the store has a smaller game section, or that you're at a store like a Newbury Comics, and they might just have this randomly thrown on the shelf, like a copy. It's out there. You can find it. And it's not expensive. The game only goes for like $12, maybe $15. It's not a lot of money. There's a game there. It's an older game, but you know what? Maybe if you're a trick-taking fan, this is the kind of game that you can play with your parents or your grandparents. Or it's a good intro game for somebody who you want to play trick-taking games, but they're not ready for all these great games, but they are a little bit much, whether it's the visual or the play style. For me, I play so many that seem easy to me, but then I have to remember, if somebody doesn't play a lot of trick-taking, those may seem a little complicated. This one's a little easier to introduce somebody to, so I think that price break gives you a good game to introduce people with, so thumbs up. Difficulty. So again, now you have to judge. Difficulty isn't just about trick-taking fans. It's about fans of games. Where does this one land? I don't think an expert wants this game, and I don't think an experienced player wants this game. I think this game is targeting beginners, and I don't think it's kids. I think this game is targeting just regular beginners. Get one of those 4 categories. I think experienced and experts either don't like trick-taking and they know it, or if they do, they've moved beyond this. And I think that kids, this is not going to grab them as a visual, so it's not the game that they're going to want to go learn, unless it's like a kid learning with their parent or grandparent who have loved this game, and this is just something they've always grown up with. To randomly buy a kid the game, this isn't the one I would get them. But a regular beginner, I think it's okay, but it's a short live. You're going to start with it, you're going to learn it, you're going to enjoy it if you like trick-taking, or you're not going to like trick-taking. So the non-trick-takers will move beyond, and this is gone, and the trick-takers will start looking for new games eventually, because this one will get boring. So for me, difficulty is just not difficult enough. Thumbs down. Replayability. I mean, you're already losing 3 of your categories, and the 4th one is either they're not going to like it or they're going to move beyond it. I don't think there's much replayability here. Thumbs down. Keys to victory. I mean, the keys are pretty straightforward. It's like most trick-taking games. It's about getting points based on the tricks that you've taken. I don't feel that it's a hard game. I think it's pretty straightforward in what it does. And I think that there is strategizing to be done there like most trick-taking. So I can't argue against it. So I'll give it the thumbs up. Unique. No. It feels like this game is just trick-taking 101. So essentially, almost every trick-taking game you're going to go out and play is going to feel like it's Rook with extra rules and extra cards. Sometimes it might go a little off base from Rook, but Rook's really got the basics. The multiple, usually 4 suits, the ability for trump, whether it's a standing trump or a changing trump, and a specialty card. That's essentially what most trick-taking is. And some of them today have come with these, extra suits or extra trump type cards or a whole bunch of bonus cards. But this is the base of all of those, so it is not unique. Thumbs down. Overall, what do I think? I think 20 years ago, it was a game that could easily be on your shelf and it would feel great. But I think today, minimum, you're going to get 10 other ones that are easily going to be something you'll replay way more than this. For me, Wizard, Skimming and Skulking, Skull King, the Dwarf King, Tournament at Camelot, Tournament at Avalon, The Crew, all of these trick-taking are games I'll jump at first. This one it's in my collection. I'm not looking to get rid of it because it doesn't take up a lot of space, but I also don't know if I'll ever play it again. So for me, I don't recommend. I think this is one that, with the exception of a specific family situation, you really want to play a game with your parents or your grandparents and you know that they like this older type game. With that exception, I just don't see this being something I'd recommend to buy. Well, it has been day 242, and we've been speaking about the game Rook, and you've been speaking to the Meeples Champion. Like, share, subscribe, and check down below in the description. I'll be adding an Amazon link in case you want to get this game for your collection. Until next time, I'll talk to you tomorrow.